Well, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. My name is Roscoe Lee Owens, and you are in the Jazz Zone. Show like none other, we have the opportunity to be with Mr. EdWing. Our show is entitled Flying with the Wingman, because we're in a special zone, a spiritual zone, a way that we conduct a movement of life, energy, and love. EdWing, how you doing?
I'm doing very good.
I know that. I know that. You know, we're blessed to have you. We're blessed to do that. And I think we should emphasize and start with, let's put up the cover of the CD called Light Language, and then let's just have some of what you do, Ed, into moving it forward. Wow, the emphasis on light language. When you made that CD, you and I know Ming as well, when you came out with that, you're taking them to another place. Let's talk about that, Ed.
Light language is the idea that sound and sacred geometry and sound are the same thing. So that music is going to be used to teach people and heal people. So as you're listening to, these are zithers. These have been used, these are very, very ancient instruments. And David played a type of harp, David in the Bible. And my personal connection is, I've been playing these my whole life, but there was no category for it. So what has been called the New Age, I'm a jazz guitar player by profession, but I've been playing zithers as long as I could remember. So I brought about 7 zithers, and each is a frequency. See, this particular scale most of the music that I'm playing brings people inward. Some music makes people dance, but these are for meditation and for going inward. So as I'm playing these, different people will receive different information. So I'm going to play another scale for you.
Is that what we're going to go to Trapdoor with? What is that?
Yeah, we can go to Trapdoor. We can.
You know, one thing that I'd like the audience to know is we're in the Jazz Zone. There's a lot of legendary things that are happening and legendary people that we emphasize. And the very first opportunity to meet you, Ed, in the Jazz Zone is when we're doing anything with my dad's Jimmy Owens Jazz Ensemble, and you came out, and a few of the musicians, we weren't right in place at the right time, but you were so on time. You played the ancient zither and took that audience and took them to another place and set them down very, very comfortably with what you were doing with the zithers. And I know that was their first opportunity and my first opportunity to hear you as well.
My mentor is Alice Coltrane. I don't know if anybody is familiar with Alice Coltrane. That's the wife of John Coltrane. Mm-hmm. And I've had the opportunity to play with her before she passed away. She actually played this keyboard, and I played the harps. It was a very humbling experience. And let's do something in tribute to Alice Coltrane. This is a eulogy for Alice Coltrane. And here we go.
My son, Kijana Owens, entitled The Flower That Grew. From my seed, a blessing was conceived. I was young and there wasn't much I had achieved. None of that mattered once I held you in my arms. Instantly you stolen my heart. And it was my duty to keep you from the world's harm. My baby girl, my tender baby flower, so precious, so sweet, just sat and watched you for hour after hour. Father with a baby flower to raise, but still young in my ways. Terrible decisions after terrible decisions landed me in prison, leaving you and your young mother to make it in the world that has no heart. Barely able to walk, you were handed a tough start. Years have come and years have gone, and you've grown. When I look at your face, I see eyes like my own. Through the glass, we touch fingertips, and I notice you've got your mother's lips. Time stops for no one. That I already knew. Still, it's so amazing to see the flower that grew. You know, Ed, that CD reminds me of a gentleman that you introduced me to, an absolutely wonderful singer that sang the song, "There's Always an Open Door."
Yes, it's,
you know, and we need to put prayer on that brother.
Yes, Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks is a great, not the baseball player. This is Ernie Banks is an actor and a great singer.
Yes.
And almost, when I came to America, you know, the other side of me, I'm very interested in the India philosophy. But when I came to America, all the greats were the African-American musicians. And they taught me many things. Yeah. And a lot of them are not famous. But in music, real music, it has to be authentic. What I'm playing to you right now, there's no overdubs, so I'm playing it. And the reason I'm playing the keyboards is most of the keyboard players would leave, and I'm doing modes. I'm doing something that's not common. So I had to teach myself how to play because
got to make it happen.
Yeah, I got to make it happen. But I will say that I played with many great people, maybe not famous to the world, but I would say authentic, real people, real human beings. And they taught me so much. And sometimes when I'm playing a standard, I'll be hitting a note and I remember, you know, that they sang this tune or they taught me this tune or we were in a nightclub together. And
you know, when you emphasized on Ernie Banks, and you know, the CD we're looking at called Trap Door always reminded me, because Ernie had such a strong voice. It was blues and it was real, and it was I think he did an emphasis on his mother in terms of heaven and this open door policy that there's always a way out.
There's always an open door.
That's always an open door. So trap door doesn't mean there's a trap. That means there's a way to open up the chakra, to open up to the next level of movement. And in emphasizing the spiritual point, we always want to emphasize, especially in this show, about our good brother, Mr. Bob Lacefield.
Bob Lacefield.
Who has just moved over to the other side. And let's